once you expose your child to social media, it's not necessary कि सब अच्छे ही बोलेंगे, सब अच्छे ही से ही देखेंगे.
Small children, toddlers,
Hmm.
dancing
Hmm.
on adult songs like Aaj Ki Raat. You must have heard that song and it got very popular. And every single child is, having those dance moves. उस केस में आपका क्या ओपिनियन है?
A child doesn't understand the lyrics. They
जी.
just copy you. They just copy the steps, everything. They don't understand what the step is on. Okay, we parent, we know it. We appreciate that. We give them a support. Oh wow. And the child loves that. What if I do this, I get applause. I get appreciation. They look out for followers. They want followers. They're chasing followers. They have no level. There's become a competition. इसका बच्चा ऐसा कर रहा है, मेरी बच्ची ऐसी करी. Destruction completely of the child's mentality, future, her personality, everything. Everything. It's our responsibility to completely, which is allowed, which is we should have a limit, boundaries.
Namaskar, and today we have Advocate Swapneal from Mumbai High Court, having 8-year experience in decoding criminal cases across India. And today we welcome him on Parenting and Wellness podcast with Reena Chopra, powered by Saar Holistic Wellness. So, good morning. I'm very excited to share. Today we have Advocate Swapnil directly from Mumbai High Court, and he's an expert in decoding criminal cases. From last 8 years, he has been decoding, and today he's been present as a guest with Parenting and Wellness podcast with Reena Chopra, powered by Saar Holistic Wellness. Thank you, sir, for taking out time. I really appreciate that on Sunday you're sharing time with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. So my first question to you is, like you have been an expert on NDPS and cybercrime, any one case that crosses your mind when it comes to youth or parenting advice
Mhm.
or anything that you wish to address, like if the parents would have taken these kind of precautions, the child could have performed or could have been saved, anything life threatening, anything that crosses your mind instantly when you think about parenting.
That's a very actual, a practical approach and question. In fact, thanks for that. See, basically, I normally deal with, yes, NDPS cases where I have seen, there's young boys, young boys, even young youth, you can say that, who are even below 18s as well, who are teenagers. What happens in that case? I think the most problem is, you can say problem. Now it is a problem. It's like on the money, the pocket money the parents give.
Okay.
Okay, that's the main basic thing. Basic thing what happens, because I have encountered few cases where I have personally, gone in that level and tried to cope up with their mindset and try to approach where the things lead it to. How you got the access towards the drugs and all, if you call it to be blunt. So see, this basically starts with the pocket money,
Okay.
because parents depends, like they like, see, this is a psychological thing. Parents think in our time we didn't got that much of money or the pocket money in that age and all,
जी.
but the problem is parents are providing all the benefits, all the luxuries to their children,
Or the
but they're
setbacks.
not
Hmm.
exactly, and they're not able to, they're not monitoring in a proper way, just providing money and just fulfilling all the wishes. It's happening, is leading somewhere problem, with the when you take the drug angle in this, when they have the even a small pocket money, even a rupee, like a 500 rupees as well, a small rupees of 500 can get you a drugs, can get to a lowest and lowest drugs. And this how it leads, even this age, that age what you're talking about, the teenagers, that age is quite crucial. That age is quite to exploring new things, understanding without knowing the consequences to the what could damage to their health, what could damage to the society, what damage to themselves, to their circle around, friends, families, everything. So the main access to drugs is, it's the first basis, the money, the pocket money, that should be controlled. Second, parents should monitor their children's activity. Nowadays you can see every child is equipped with a phone, mobile phone.
Smartphone.
So smartphone. So parents should, regular monitor. Not monitor. That doesn't mean stalking.
Yeah.
To be a little friendly, just have a look what your child is going through, what he is, which content he is consuming. Your feed, you can say that. See, it's a smart world, smart, you can say that smart things. So even parents should be smart enough to understand
Yes.
what exactly is happening to the child. Because before calling me a criminal psychologist, I mean, a criminal lawyer, I have done my psychology also, a criminal psychology.
Okay.
That
Okay.
was my special subject. So my approach to my accused is it's always the first basis the understanding his psychology.
Okay.
Why he chose, like, why he got into this crime and everything. So that be it a juvenile or be it an adult. See, I have few cases where I've personally dealt with this NDPS when a juvenile is involved.
Okay.
And if you allow me, I can just open through my case files
Yes. Yes.
where I've taken a statements. I've taken, I personally have my own statements of the accused,
Okay.
where it's already been seen, how the child, I mean, how a teenager get attracted to this drugs, this angle. See, it starts with just like a fun, like, I can just try once, let's see what happens. Or the observation toward the circle, what circles he's already being, being with, already being the circle, everything. So the parents, there's the first responsibility of the parents to understand the where exactly their child is heading towards. There are early signs, the parents could detect, could detect about their
I
child.
guess
Like just,
three early signs that parents can actually watch and diagnosis like this could be something fishy.
see, this could be a sudden change in behavior. You
Mm.
can say that a sudden change in behavior. And or maybe the money which they bought from their parent, like, the pocket money, there is a unusual expense. This is early signs. Parents should understand. Parents should monitor everything. And there is a sudden change in aggression, in the mood. The
Okay.
mood swings, everything.
Okay.
Even parents should monitor their phone,
Yes.
especially their smartphone, their WhatsApp chats, the digital chats, everything. Because normally what happens, this teenager, they talk in code language. Getting it? They talk in code languages. So parents should analyze everything. They should see what unusual things they see in the chat. See, there is nothing called privacy for the child until he turns 18.
Yeah.
So it's parents' responsibility. Okay. See, it's your responsibility also to give some space to your child as well, but also monitor. Because nowadays kids are being equipped with all digital things. They have access to everything. You put one word on the internet and you'll get all the details.
Yes.
And
That's true.
I don't need to explain how smart boys are. I mean, the kids are nowadays.
Absolutely.
So this is how it's a inception of things. From the home itself, from the house. And parents should monitor. Even they should monitor the physical appearance of the child. Of you can see there are red eyes or something, or mood swings, and all of a sudden the child wants to be isolated completely. These
Yeah.
are very early signs. These are early signs that your child is into some drug, or maybe he's in some medications probably, which causing him these mood swings and all. So that's the
Yeah.
very important part. Parents should go
Okay.
through it.
I think you have shared very concise tips, but these are very important ones because both the
Yes.
parents are busy these days. And then on the name of freedom and isolation and privacy, we are allowing everything. And at the end, when we come to know as a parent कि हो गए, then we are in shock. नहीं मेरे बेटे ने ऐसा नहीं किया होगा या मेरी
नहीं, मैं
बेटी
कह रहा हूँ ना,
ऐसा नहीं
ऐसा ऐसा इसमें क्या होता है, आई टेल यू रीना।
किया।
पेरेंट्स कैन नॉट से कि मैंने तो मेरे बच्चे को अच्छे से बढ़ाया,
जी जी
हमारी तो परवरिश अच्छी है, दैट इज योर इंटेंशन।
yeah
ओके, the court doesn't see the intention. What court see the action.
actions
See, wherever we go, wherever this podcast is being, we are leading to, I will lead this to the court, lead this to the criminal liability.
जी जी जी
What as a parents we could, early signs into we can see in our kids, we can detect that, and this is how we can safeguard, our generation, the youth, and how it is going nowadays. Because I see, as per the experience, many of the youngsters are getting into this drug cartels and all, and they are becoming the chain. And the parents like कुछ नहीं होता, ठीक है हमने तो अच्छी उनको परवरिश दी है.
जी जी
That is not enough.
जी
Cause the law will see the action, no matter what the intention is.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for sharing. That's very important. एक मेरा आपसे एक और question है. Like
Hmm.
recently in recent interviews, Akshay Kumar mentioned about cybercrime, and you being the expert in cybercrime too, he mentioned that his daughter was playing some video game and somebody popped up and asked for the nude pictures, and she's just 10. So how parents can control that, educate children about it, and how the child can get really scared. But Akshay Kumar
Right,
said
right.
that his daughter did not get scared, and she informed the mother, Twinkle Khanna.
Hmm.
तो
Right.
इसमें आपका क्या गाइडेंस है, एज अ लॉयर, एज एन एक्सपर्ट, कि पेरेंट्स कैसे अपने बच्चों को ट्रेन कर सकते हैं फॉर कॉन्सिक्वेंसेज एंड इंस्टेंसेस लाइक दिस, कैसे भी
See, it's
बच्चे।
very early. It's very early to discuss with your kids. It's always good to discuss the. See, we are the generation. We are facing. We have grew up with this technology,
जी
right? Our parents, in our times, parents were not that level of education, or you can say that awareness about the technology. So luckily, we know everything. So it's our responsibility to guide our kids to, to discuss everything with them. Whether to make them aware of the spams, make them aware of the hacks, the hacking, make them aware of the sites which are not supposed to go. There are tricks you can play with kids. There are tricks with the mind, with the psychology.
जी जी
This what the parents should, and I'm sure she being the daughter of is a good actor. I mean, and I'm sure she must be aware of many things. I believe so. It is not about daughter of the actor. It's about the children of the same age.
right.
Parents' duty is to monitor. Again, I'm saying, see, giving phone for one safety, just
Educate.
so that you can be connected.
Yeah.
You can connect it with your child. That's good. That's the only thing. Okay, the watch chat, okay. But with good thing also come consequences, right?
जी जी
So this is very important, very important. I have seen my nephews, my cousins, everyone, and they're completely digged into the phone, and they play games and all, but you never know which ad pops up. And I've just seen, even I've also monitored games of my nephews, my kids, and all. I've seen them see those games as well. Those are very psychological disturbing. It's like creating the mentality, creating the hatred, creating the aggression, the
absolutely.
games nowadays. So the parents' duty is to monitor that as well, because this somewhere eventually leads to a future criminal. This the approach towards the aggression, to approach towards the particular thing, whatever. So this so somewhere I believe this plays a major role to see criminal ऐसे नहीं होता है कि वो एक रात में बन जाता है.
जी
The criminal is like you should monitor. It's from the start. It's from the beginning. It's how it's going. Everything. So parents play a very major role in that. Just because मेरा बच्चे में मेरे संस्कार अच्छे, that is not sufficient nowadays.
yeah.
Getting it? You should dig into your child's
विश्वास ही नहीं
activities,
होता
your
कि
phone.
हमारे मतलब हमारा बच्चा कभी ऐसा कुछ कर जाए, विश्वास ही नहीं होगा, क्योंकि मैंने तो बहुत सारी वैल्यूज दी हैं, तो वो नहीं कर सकता।
Hmm.
मास्क वेरी नाइसली एट होम, दे आर डिफरेंट पीपल समटाइम्स, एंड आई आउटसाइड दे आर डिफरेंट, यू नो।
Completely. This is what it is being exploited. Child are being exploited,
जी जी
and there are spammers, who manipulate, who play tricks, and this is how it leads. But we are lucky enough to have such equipments developed, this the malwares and everything to the internet, everything. So that's a different part. There's more into technicality, but let's get into the main thing. The parents' responsibility is very important.
Yeah, thank you for sharing, Advocate Swapnil. But मैं एक शेयर करना
Hmm.
चाहती हूँ, the mother of two boys, one is 7 and one is
Hmm.
17. मेरा
Okay.
पर्सनल प्रैक्टिस ये है कि बच्चे को ना छोटी उम्र से एक प्रोफेशनल स्पोर्ट में डाल दें। अगर वो स्पोर्ट में रहे,
Hmm.
मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि बहुत बिजी हो जाते हैं बच्चे, एंड देन दे डोंट हैव टाइम फॉर ऑल दिस। दे डू
Exhaust हो जाते हैं.
Yeah,
So
my
true.
boys don't play video games, and I feel
Hmm.
so proud about it. आप इसको लत लगवानी है तो किसी अच्छी चीज की लगवा दो। I
That's
think
the more they engaged, जो जितने बाहर socialize होते हैं,
जी जी
that is so important. Just being at home, isolated, and getting into the video games and all, that's actually good. But good, you're doing a good job. Good, great parenting.
thank
Seriously, and raising boys. I mean, 17 years also, like, it was tough, huh?
it is, I think it's not tough. You learn, it's a bilateral learning. आप बहुत कुछ सीख भी
Hmm.
रहे हैं और बहुत कुछ सिखाना भी चाहते हैं, जिसके लिए वो रेडी नहीं है, बट आप फिर भी सिखाना चाहते हैं कि नहीं, आप सीखो, दिस विल हेल्प यू इन फ्यूचर। But yes, moving on to next question. So, Advocate Swapnil, we all know this Nirbhaya case that shook the nation. I
Hmm.
would say it shook the world. तो उसमें भी एक juvenile,
Completely.
and as a criminal lawyer and as a criminal psychologist, what do you think? What happened with the juvenile and how he got involved? What could have done better? और क्या उसके लिए किया जा सकता था, या उसने ऐसा एक्ट किया तो क्यों किया, बीइंग अ जुवेनाइल, किस सिचुएशन में बच्चे
See, I
हैं?
where I, as per my information, the facts of the case, that juvenile was driven by, you can say, influence.
जी
What his colleagues, what he people he was around with were doing,
जी
and he wasn't aware of the consequences. Seriously speaking, all he thought, okay, all are doing, even let's see how it works. See, okay, the case about Nirbhaya always gave a good example to the nation, right? Even laws have been strict against such things, and that's very good. But still, the crime is still happening, right? Still happening. Why? Because there is no fear of what will happen. There is no certainty of the punishment. That's what is happening. And same with juvenile. What happened in this case again? He was driven, first of all, and he just wanted to explore that things, few things, and that was everything is on psychological. His body and everything was, in that peak level, and everything was psychological things, but no aware of the consequences. But it is again not about the background of the child. Could be anyone. There are cases from a good family, you can call it as a good family. There are boys, girls who has committed a heinous crime. So such crimes are being governed by a special law that is called Juvenile Justice Act.
ओके
So ऐसे नहीं होता है कि बच्चे बच्चे कर दिया है, ऐसे नहीं होता है. This is not what law says. Any child who below 18 commits such crimes, that governs with Juvenile Justice Board. Okay, they have a special act, they have a special code for that. Their motive is, again, their motive is not to punish the child.
ओके
Okay, the motive is to reform. That's the future of the country. It's to reform.
ओके
So the basic thing is that to understand the psychology behind the crime, the activity, what he performed, what he did, and what remedies we can do so that future things won't repeat again.
But do you think it is justice for the girl who has suffered or the family who suffered because of that one act? Do you think it is
Hmm.
fair? Like reforming is
Of
fair?
course not. Of course not. See, every you can say every case have a different angles. All right. So even adults were involved in those activity.
जी
So those are being governed by different laws, obvious, but we are more focusing on juvenile, how it impacts, how juvenile gets inclined to such activities, such things. Again, we as a society have some responsibility, right? I believe everyone plays a one person of role, not one, in fact, major person of role in this
जी जी
for influence such juveniles. You can say first is access to a digital platform. You can say movies, how they objectify things. और बच्चों को ये पता नहीं होता है. The kids, they don't understand this. They don't understand the consequences. See, that age is just to explore. Okay, when I spoke to an accused who was juvenile, I first, obviously, I was trying to understand his mentality, what he committed. Is he aware of the consequences? Because if I ask the same question to an adult, he is aware of this. So that's create an intention, and in law, intention plays a major role for a crime. So बच्चों में intention नहीं होता है. They just know out of I want to do it. करना है. Forget about rape. It could be anything. Theft, drugs, gadi. You can say now there are many juvenile cases are coming up, like with hit and run cases.
hit and run cases, yes.
Hit and run cases. Those somewhere we as a society, more important, obvious, parents are the held liable, but also we as a society, we make it very general. We make it very common. Okay, ho gaya. What next? So somewhere I believe we also play an important role as a society. Parents play a key role to examine, to understand, to see what their child are into getting into again. So ऐसे नहीं होता है that in Nirbhaya case what that person did, that because of what, from which background he came from, and his upbringing, everything, that's a different part. There are also good examples from people from such background have created a big impact in a society, a good positive impact. So it's all about your कहते हैं ना uh, your surroundings, your circle,
Fear, yes.
and there is no fear. I would say everything got, see, सबकी base thing होती है fear. There is no fear of law. और
जी
जो बड़े कहते हैं अरे कुछ नहीं हो जाता है, चलो कर ले, बाहर आ जाएंगे हम. That attitude, that approach towards the law, और ये बच्चों को ये, it gives them that glorifying things. It gives them that, okay, I'll do this. I'll be proving myself, mostly I'm talking about boys, I'll be proving this, that makes me, look like a man. I'll do this. That's okay. Just to prove my masculinity. I'll do it.
Yeah, yeah. True.
But he have no idea what will happen if he perform or if he do that. Consequences pata nahi hota hai. So out of flow, out of aggression, or you can say a swag, nowadays people call it.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. So closely examine is very important.
तो मुझे बताइए, जब आप रिफॉर्मेशन की बात करते हैं फॉर जुवेनाइल, does that
Hmm.
include letting them go on bail, or what does reforming actually means?
See, keeping a child in custody is not important. A child, okay, for I'm talking about juvenile, and even if that juvenile is 18 plus, you can say 18 months, 18 years, 6 months, still by age he is crossed the 18, but by mind he is still in that phase. So अगर वो बच्चा, समझ लो, अगर वो बच्चा जेल में जाता है, so do you think he will improvise? I doubt. No, I'm giving a practical approach, practical things what happening. He will 2x his what do you call his the
Right.
crime level.
हम्म,
Whatever activity he will perform, वो 2x हो जाएगी, अंदर उसे और डबल
सीखने को मिल।
criminals बैठते हैं
जी।
और सीखने को मिलता है. No one will go there and to give. There are very less people who regret.
यस।
Okay, very less people who regret. So this will enhance. And for the juvenile, reform is nothing but to giving the punishment. Normally they go is to send them to the. They don't send them to jail or something. Okay, the juvenile have a different home. We call it. I got that word. I just missed out. There's a place now. I'm talking about a case of just recently happened in my locality. The
ओके।
juvenile was given a punishment of serving the traffic police with the traffic police, social work, serving for 3 days.
ओके।
Am I audible?
यस यू आर।
Yeah. So he was given a punishment. You can say that serving along with the traffic police because he violated some traffic rules.
ओके।
So so even that works, but that doesn't mean you should give him a harsh punishment. But yeah, there are some incident where we have lost lives.
यस।
We've lost lives, but that will not come back. But in that case also, this is what the law says, to reform it, to give them such. Now there was a very famous case in, you can say, in Pune, and that actually outsparked in complete entire country. That was writing a 300 words essay.
ओके।
Right, the person who I'm talking about the case of Porsche case.
ओके, या आई एम जस्ट कमिंग टू दैट आल्सो, या।
That's what. So in that case, what happened? Same thing happened. The juvenile was given that, you know, the punishment. Now we can say that one of the bail condition of writing a 300-page essay. But how it was displayed to the entire country in a different angle.
यस।
People don't know the actual in depth of the law of the juvenile law. So they will always consider that if we have a knowledge of thing.
जुवेनाइल था, उसको क्या रिफॉर्मेशन के लिए क्या उनको बोला गया, क्या करेंगे वो बेल पे? लाइक दिस पोर्शे गाय हु हिट द पर्सन, नाउ व्हाट विल ही डू?
Nothing. He will now once now he'll be trialed obvious as per the. See, the case was completely different because this case is still ongoing in the court. There's no. I wouldn't go in detail what to talk on that.
या।
But what we can learn from that is the parenting. But the parent of the child who who tampered the evidence, the blood samples, whether juvenile was drunk or not, he tampered the blood samples. But the liability his father faced it. Okay, so that's a different angle completely in that case. But you're coming back to your question of the reformation. There are ways of many things the court decides to reform the child. Okay, could be anything as per the case to case. They can come up with anything, and they will give that punishment. We can say a reform. Punishment would be harsh. Reform. This is how the law is governed.
ओके।
The juvenile justice.
Okay. Nowadays, we commonly see small children, toddlers,
Hmm.
preteens, teens
Hmm.
dancing
Hmm.
in universities. in family functions on adult songs which are meant to be for the adults, and the dancing, and the crowd, the parents, the relatives, everybody is
Hmm.
applauding and appreciating. Like Aaj Ki Raat, you must have heard that song, and it got very popular, and every single child is uh,
Hmm.
having those dance moves and not understanding that this is not meant for the child, for the teen.
So true.
तो आप मुझे बताइए कि जब हम पेरेंट्स अपने बच्चों को बहुत अपलॉड करते हैं और अप्रिशिएट करते हैं, द चिल्ड्रन हैव आर गिवन एक्सप्रेशन आल्सो, लाइक एडल्ट एक्सप्रेशंस एंड एडल्ट ड्रेसिंग एंड दोज मूव्स व्हिच इज नॉट मेंट फॉर अ चाइल्ड. तो उस
Completely.
उस केस में आपका क्या ओपिनियन है? लाइक हाउ कैन वी एजुकेट पेरेंट्स अबाउट एनीथिंग विच इज आर्ट, और डांसिंग इज एन आर्ट, बट उसमें भी आप कैसे
Hmm.
लिमिटाइज कर सकते हैं बच्चों को? क्या आपको
See,
चीजें
understand
बताना
one thing.
चाहिए? जी.
Right. See, understand one thing. Let's be honest. A child doesn't understand the lyrics.
जी.
Okay, that's a
लेकिन वो
basic.
डांस
We
कर
as a parent,
सकते. जी.
they just imitate. They
जी.
just copy you. They just copy the steps, everything. They don't understand what's the step is on.
जी.
Okay, we parent, we know it, but we what we do, you know, we appreciate that. We give them a support. Oh wow, and the child loves that.
Loves
Oh
it.
wow, like what if I do this, I get applause. I get appreciation.
Yeah.
Okay, so at certain limit is fine. Okay, just in like being with your family, something is fine. But I've seen parents who've exposed their children completely into out world.
On social
See,
media.
nowadays social media, I don't understand why they are into. I mean, what message they are trying to give. See, there are social media. Once you expose, when once you expose your child to social media, it's not necessary कि सब अच्छे ही बोलेंगे, सब अच्छे ही सही देखेंगे. All right. So बच्चों को कुछ knowledge नहीं होता है. What is the songs about? What is it? What dance should I do? It's about the parents. So the parents should closely examine it. See, understand one thing, Reena. Your child is not performing. Okay, he's learning, and
Learning.
he's learning new things.
जी.
And somewhere he is trying to get the validation.
Yeah.
Getting it? He's trying to get the validation, and that something gives him that comfort. Okay, if I do this, this is wow, this is something people like it. And parents support this. They give support. They support. Okay, my child got a talent, no doubt, good. But talent doesn't mean you should. I'm talking specifically about the songs. I'm completely against this. Like the cheap songs, you can say that the
जी.
cheap songs. And I feel very sad when this innocent child dance on these songs. Even school, colleges, forget college, but schools, how they allow, how the principal, how the HOD allow this child to dance, perform on this, and even parents, it's our responsibility to object that. Because again, nowadays, see, I have many brutal cases I'm dealing with. I was dealing with, which I wouldn't say it right obviously because we have audience at different audiences, but somewhere in my mind, somewhere if I think this social media again, and yeah, one more. I have also seen parents are coming up with their social media account followers. They look out for followers. They want followers. They're chasing followers, and they have no level. There's become a competition. इसका बच्चा ऐसा कर रहा है, मेरी बच्ची ऐसी करेगी. This is actually happening, okay, but somewhere it is leading it to destruction completely of the child's mentality, future, her personality, everything. So parents definitely needs to understand a simple thing, very simple thing that your child is not performing. They're learning, and that's age is learning. The ladies to understand that for them it's new thing. They don't understand anything for new thing. So it's our responsibility to completely where which is allowed, which is we should have a limit, boundaries, and then things take further.
मुझे
But it's very
लगता है
important for the parents.
आपने एक चीज बहुत अच्छी बोली एडवोकेट स्वप्निल कि
Mm,
फॉलोअर्स चेजिंग, वो जो साइलेंट प्रेशर बच्चों पे आ रहा है ना,
completely.
कि मम्मा आप
बहुत आ रहा है.
फॉलोअर हो गए, आप कितने गिर गए, एंड देन दे आल्सो गेट इनटू द चेज ऑफ चेजिंग
Completely
फॉलोअर्स,
right,
you know,
right.
silently, and this is distraction. They have so many things to learn. There's so many
And you know what, Reena? I'll tell you this. See, parents also should not only monitor the content. See the expression
Many countries have banned certain social media
completely.
platforms
Right, right, right.
completely. I think we in India will do that soon, considering the consequences and the danger associated. तो हमें लगता है कि भारत में भी ऐसा होना चाहिए जैसे बाकी देश कर रहे हैं, ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने किया।
लोगों में अवेयरनेस ही नहीं है. So I would like to tell you here as well, the one thing I regular, okay, I interact with criminals also.
जी जी।
So in that I have spoken to one, interacted with one, this kidnapper.
ओके।
I asked him how you choose your targets. Okay, that was a very friendly talk with him because I wanted to get into his head. I want to know exactly from where they target,
जी।
how they target. Okay, so he's उसने कहा, सी हम है ना, मतलब मैं स्पेशली ऐसा कहा उसने कि मैं चाइल्ड को, उसके पेरेंट्स को देखता हूँ. मैं आई सी हिज पेरेंट्स, हाउ पावरफुल दे आर. ओके, नॉट फॉर अ रैंसम, but how strong the parent is, especially the father is, and that decides whether should I kidnap his child or not. So that's the biggest thing, that biggest thing that gave me the big, you can say, a clearer picture how these people target.
हम्म।
So it's very important for a parent to be very strong, to have that social, pressure to create that presence. So even that is important, because this is what, see, this is not my, this is what a criminal said. So we try to interpret this, we try to interpret how this happens, how the kidnapping happens, from where they get the targets. So this is not something random they pick up. They first see this their case, they study, they analyze everything. If I kidnap this child, what will happen to me? Everything, what will father will do to me?
हम्म।
ये सब होता है, ये बहुत बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. If the father is very very chill, very ठीक है, कुछ नहीं, मतलब he is not that involved in his child, that understood completely, वो सबको देख जाता है. So somewhere I believe ये this leads, ये बहुत important होता है to have a close monitoring and plus have a close careful of your child. See, I will tell you the real problem is not just parenting. Okay, it's it's a passive parenting completely. This where it leads, पेरेंट्स जस्ट कहते हैं कि हम हमारी तो परवरिश अच्छी है, बट क्या कर रहे हैं बच्चे, कहाँ जा रहे हैं, क्या नहीं हो रहा है, इस पे ध्यान रखना चाहिए था.
जी जी, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल। कई बार क्या होता है ना, एडवोकेट स्वप्निल, एज अ मदर आई कैन शेयर विद यू, लाइक पेरेंट्स सोचते हैं कि मैं इंटरफेयर तो नहीं कर रही ज्यादा, और ये बहुत
हम्म.
हमारा डिस्कनेक्शन तो नहीं हो रहा, बट to my understanding हो रहा है disconnection, to talk it out, but that should
हम्म.
not stop you from keeping a tab on what's happening around, especially जब उनके peers कौन है, peers के parents
हम्म.
क्या करते हैं, और किन के
सो
साथ
ट्रू.
मिल रहे हैं, और जो मिल रहे हैं उसका लाइफ में टारगेट क्या है. your child will
हम्म.
become what your circles he is around, like what is the circle around him. तो उनको बताना कि अगर आपको एक एंटरप्रेन्योर बनना है, तो hook to four entrepreneur, people who are dreaming to be entrepreneur, then you will become the fifth
हम्म.
entrepreneur. If you want to
राइट.
become a basketball player, stick to people who are playing basketball so that you can,
सर्कल डिसाइड्स.
circle will decide. हाँ, माँ बाप
हम्म.
हमेशा नहीं रहने वाले हैं, तो चूज योर
सो
सर्कल
ट्रू.
वाइजली. इतना आप उनमें
सो
डाल
ट्रू.
देंगे तो आप ट्रैक पे निकल जाएंगे, आई गेस, मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम.
At very early age, if you sit and talk to your child, your kids,
जी
you will
जी
understand
जी
your level of a child.
जी
So that decides a lot.
जी.
So true.
Peers are very important. Advocate Swapnil, I want to discuss this 9 year go. I want to discuss this 9-year-old girl jumped from school
Hmm.
building, और बाद में पता चला कि क्लास में बुलिंग की गई थी, एंड दिस गर्ल jumped from a school building and died, and she was just
Hmm.
9 years old. सो क्या
Okay.
स्कूल की लायबिलिटी क्या होती है इसमें, कैसे पेरेंट्स को पता नहीं चलता कि बच्चा स्कूल में बुली हो रहा है, कैसे साइंस नजर नहीं आते, दोनों तरफ से क्या क्या लायबिलिटी बनती है, पेरेंट्स की भी स्कूल की भी. 9 years old girl attempting a suicide, what's happening?
Hmm. See, understand, schools, they are not just educational institute, okay? Not just educational. They also they are legally responsible environment. They have a responsibility into in entire the school. So the schools have their, they should understand, they should see for the safety, ensure safety of the child. ऐसे नहीं कि स्कूल कैसे पढ़ाई होती है.
हम्म,
इन माहौल होता है स्कूल का बैक में जो भी प्लेसेस होते हैं स्कूल के, तो दे शुड इंश्योर द सेफ्टी,
हम्म,
लाइक द बिल्डिंग ऑल्सो to prevent the exit entrance, स्कूल में जो स्ट्रिक्टनेस आना चाहिए, कोई आउटसाइडर स्कूल में नहीं आना चाहिए. सी आई एम गिविंग दिस an overall approach, overall angle. I'm not giving just limiting to what incident you're talking about. I'm talking about where school fails,
या
where they're legally, where the liability is of the school. So this is a very important thing, the exit, the entrance and exit of the school, where it should be monitored closely. And I've dealt few cases of schools where I've held a principal responsible for the criminal liability. They should also act on immediate complaints. They should closely observe the complaints of the student.
बेसिकली छोटे छोटे बच्चे कैसे आपको बुलिंग कर सकते हैं, बस में
Hmm,
bullying होती है, क्लासेस में बुलिंग होती है, एंड शी वाज अ ब्रिलियंट चाइल्ड, बट देन आल्सो शी
that's what I'm
लॉस्ट.
saying.
या.
Preventing bullying and act immediately on the complaints of the child. No complaint should be ignored of the child. You know, this is what they try to communicate. This is what the early signs of the kids, that they are being harassed, they are being bullied by the other mates and everything. So school should closely look into all these matters, and obvious they should maintain the supervision. The teachers especially, they have this responsibility. Just सिखा के काम नहीं बनता है. You have to maintain the supervision as well. So basically school have this responsibility towards their child, to the kids who are in their schools and everything. So like you said, it's correct about the girl. What happened over there? Yes, somewhere even school was lacking. There was lack of supervision towards what happened. To understand the depth of the case, we should know the what exactly happened few days back, or maybe the behavior of the child. So we cannot just conclude that things happened. I'm sure there must be some few things which he was trying to tell the parents or the school authorities, but maybe that got ignored completely. This is what I believe. So that could be the reason, one of the reason.
चाइल्ड इज इम्पोर्टेंट. बच्चा अगर कोई कंप्लेन कर रहा है तो
Mm.
उसको ये मत सोचे कि छोटा है, होता है, देखा जाएगा.
No, no.
मैं मिलती हूँ पेरेंट्स से, वो स्कूल को भी अप्रोच नहीं करते हैं कि मैम स्कूल में
Mm.
जाएंगे तो वो बच्चों को डिफरेंटली ट्रीट करेंगे. यू नो तो मुझे लगता है कि अगर बच्चा
That's what I'm saying. Most
कंप्लेंट आके आए तो जाना चाहिए. यू नो
See, most warning signs are visible. ये दिखता है, but हम इग्नोर करते हैं उसे. इट्स
अच्छा.
कम्प्लीटली को दिख ही जाता है कि बच्चों के में एक बिहेवियर चेंज हो रहा है, और द किड इज सप्रेस्ड बाय फ्यू थिंग्स. ये अर्ली साइंस ऑफ विच आर क्लियरली विजिबल बट वी इग्नोर. बच्चा है, चलो ठीक है, फर्स्ट डे स्कूल था, सेकंड डे था, थर्ड, ठीक है, दैट्स कंप्लीट डिफरेंट. But that's continuing, every day. There should be a problem. There is a problem with the school or maybe with the class. So your parents' duty is obvious to understand, to go at that level. Even a teacher is also held responsible to for their lack of supervision.
मुझे नहीं पता कि आप जानते हैं कि नहीं, बट आई डील विद हाइपर एक्टिव किड्स. तो जब हाइपर
Oh,
एक्टिव
okay.
किड्स स्कूल जाते हैं तो बहुत बुली होते हैं,
Hmm.
बिकॉज दे कांट
Hmm.
सिट एट वन प्लेस. तो जो उनके पेरेंट्स होते हैं, दे वेरी हेजिटेंट टू गो टू स्कूल एंड एड्रेस इट दैट द चाइल्ड इज गेटिंग.
Hmm. Hmm.
सो वी नीड टू ट्रेन देम कि नहीं, यू हैव टू गो, बिकॉज इट इज अबाउट द सेल्फ एस्टीम, कॉन्फिडेंस ऑफ द चाइल्ड. फिर वो बोलता है ये स्कूल नहीं जाता है, ये मारता है स्कूल में जाके सबको. वो मारेगा
Hmm.
बिकॉज कोई भी उसे समझ ही नहीं रहा है.
The
कोई भी.
fear of school. These are the early flags. You say that red flags. Fear of going to school. हम forcefully भेजते हैं, but क्यों नहीं जाना चाहता है?
जी.
That's a first sign. You should look into that. And there is a drop in his studies, in his work. I mean, not work, but the way your child used to be. और उसके जो पढ़ाई में जो जो गिरावट आती है, even that's a early sign. You can understand why he's not able to focus,
एकेडमिक्स गिर जाते
getting it.
हैं.
And you can say physical marks also. बच्चों पे फिजिकल मार्क्स होते हैं, लगता है खेलने खेलने कूदने में लग जाता है, बट यू हैव टू क्लोजली एग्जामिन, इज दैट लाइक योर चाइल्ड इज बीइंग बुलीड, और जिस गिर गया सच में, वो छुपा रहा है द रीजंस ही इज गिविंग एक्सप्लेनेशन ऑन दैट, कि लग गया मुझे, ये गलती से लग गया. बट वी एज अ पेरेंट शुड नो दैट. सी, दीज आर द अर्ली साइन वी शुड ऑब्जर्व क्लोजली, अंडरस्टैंड, सो दैट वो जो इंसिडेंट हुआ है वैसा वो लीड ना हो जाए. These are the precautions we should. We can understand a child what is happening, and obvious. Secondly, your child is getting. I mean, he having a sleep issues. Maybe that's mentally he's not able to that powerful. He's not able to digest what things happening with him in the school. Cause see, We have no control. Once a child in school, we have no control what's exactly is around him, what's happening with him. So once he back, we should see, we examine, getting it. So
Yeah.
these are the close signs we should closely examine, and then such incidents will be, taken care of. It will not happen.
So that tricked like that tipped my mind कि जैसे colleges में I give bullying workshops, but schools में हम कोई bullying workshops नहीं करते. स्कूल में हम करते good touch bad touch workshops. I think schools में भी हमें bullying workshops,
Okay.
awareness workshops करनी चाहिए, ताकि छोटे बच्चों को समझ आए कि अगर कोई मुझे बुली कर रहा है तो वो बुली करने को एक्सप्रेस कैसे करना है. मैं बता ही नहीं पाती हूँ कि मुझे कोई बुली कर रहा है, क्योंकि मैं सोचती हूँ कि ठीक है मेरे में क्या कमी होगी, मुझे
Expressive.
मुझे काला बोल रहा है, मुझे शॉर्ट हेयर बोल रहा है, मुझे नाटी बोल रहा है, तो मुझे में प्रॉब्लम है. बट वो तो बुलिंग है ना, आपको वो बुली कर रहा है, बॉडी शेमिंग कर रहा है, तो आपको ये बताना है जाके, बट वो अपने में ही रख लेते हैं.
See, the children, कैसा होता है, Reena? Children will never say that I'm bullied.
हम्म.
Like you said, it's correct. They will never say I'm bullied. They will show it in behavior.
हम्म.
They will show it in behavior. So you should closely examine the behavior.
राइट.
That's a very big thing. We should understand the behavior. We should examine, and then we'll understand कि हाँ सच में कुछ problems हो रही है इससे. So ये है that you, like you said, there should be few sessions to taken in school as well.
Yes, very important. That's
So
the,
true.
yeah, very good thing that we discuss this. Okay.
The parents should ask, how was the school? How was the day?
Hmm.
They should have to keep this habit, because that answers will give you so many of, clearer things. How's
जी.
my boy? How's my girl in the school? How they're doing? How the teacher is behaving with them?
Right.
If you know your child so closely now, so there should be a friendly approach in every a parent should follow every day. Once your boy is back, so you should ask how was the day. Just go in that level. Just have that bond with your child, and better way, just ask, did anything made you uncomfortable? A
जी.
straight line, ask it. ये पूछना चाहिए, तभी बच्चे खुल पाएंगे, बता पाएंगे ठीक से. This
जी.
how we can prevent all these things, right?
आई थिंक एज अ पेरेंट हम सिर्फ चेकलिस्ट में लगे रहते हैं, होमवर्क कर लिए, खाना खा लिया, टिफिन
Exactly.
खा लिए. We don't ask about connection. We don't ask about
Hmm.
emotions. We don't ask about the feelings. The more we'll discuss
Hmm.
about it, the more the child will feel safe to talk about it.
Safe, connected, bonding. Yes, so true. So true. This legal, the law should be taught in school. That's
Yes.
the foundation. That's the foundation. People are not aware. बच्चों को कुछ पता ही नहीं law के बारे में, क्योंकि nowadays the criminals I deal with, and ऐसे नहीं है, I've also I'm dealing with the criminals who are well educated. Okay, so but उनमें fear नहीं आता है. They don't respect the law. They don't have a fear in law. But parents को बाद में पता चल जाता है कि it's too late. So I believe I even said in my many of my interviews that the just like history, geography, why not introducing law?
एटलीस्ट
So that will
कॉन्सेप्ट तो पता होने चाहिए.
basics, basics,
Basic.
basics.
Basic.
This what we do. If we do this, it's illegal. बच्चों को लीगल और इलीगल का फर्क ही नहीं पता है. ओके, और पेरेंट्स को लगता है अगर बच्चे गाली दे रहे, बच्चे से इसको मार रहे, पेरेंट्स अप्रिशिएट कर रहे, अरे वाह मेरा बच्चा है. बट ये एटीट्यूड होता है बच्चों में, दैट गिव्स वैलिडेशन. माय पेरेंट्स, मेरा बाप कुछ नहीं बोल रहा है तो मैं आई डू इट.
हम्म.
See, I'm giving what I'm saying is all practical advices, okay? The practical things what I'm dealing with.
क्योंकि हो क्या
So
रहा
you like,
है, या
hmm.
सॉरी टू कट यू डाउन, बट होता क्या है,
Hmm.
पेरेंट्स मैंने बहुत बार देखा, स्पेशली फादर्स, तुझे एक पड़ेगी ना तो दो मार के आई हो, यू
So
नो.
ये गलत है, ये अप्रोच ही गलत है, बट उसको पता नहीं वो what they're trying to build. Law ये नहीं दिखता है. Law will never see intention. Law will see the act. Or normally the cases where it happens of hit and run cases, maximum are juveniles, maximum juveniles. और बच्चों को see is there all hormones are on peak that level. Okay, पर पेरेंट्स को तो पता होना चाहिए ना. इवन पेरेंट्स आर आल्सो हेल्ड नाउ लाइबल फॉर दैट.
आई वो
सो ट्रू. सो ये हो रहा है, हो रहा है. और लोग कहते हैं ना कि बच्चों का फ्रेंड बनो, बी अ बेस्ट फ्रेंड ऑफ ए चाइल्ड. आई समवेयर आई डोंट बिलीव एंड आई डोंट incline to that statement. I believe a parent should not be a child's best friend. It should be the child strongest support. Best friend जब बनते हैं ना पेरेंट्स बच्चों के, दे गेट वेरी कंफर्ट. और बच्चे भी वैसे ट्रीटमेंट देते हैं, बस बच्चे वैसे ही देखते हैं, अरे इज माई फ्रेंड. वो एट सर्टेन एज वो अच्छा लगता है, पर वंस द बच्चा टर्न्स इनटू टीन एज ना, तब देन यू रियलाइज व्हाट आई वाज डूइंग. My father used to, used to tell me that you're my friend first and then you're my son. कुछ लेवल पे ठीक था, बट बाद में I'm not saying like I was spoiled, बट
Yeah.
कैसा होता है बच्चों का जो मेंटालिटी हो जाता है ना, अरे क्योंकि किसी फ्रेंड के साथ हम कुछ शेयर नहीं, मतलब शेयर करते हैं, बट वी ऑल्सो टेक केयर ऑफ थिंग्स कि अरे ये ज्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए, या अगर मैंने सी आई टेल यू, वी अवॉइड फाइट्स, वी अवॉइड कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स फ्रेंडशिप में। फ्रेंडशिप क्या होता है, वी अवॉइड कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स, एंड दिस इज वेयर सपोर्ट्स एंड फ्रेंड सपोर्ट योर चॉइसेस।
Yeah.
अगर पेरेंट्स ऐसा कुछ करने गया, पेरेंट्स अपोज किया, तो तब देन यू स्टार्ट बिकमिंग अ पेरेंट, नो यू शुड नॉट डू दिस, यू शुड नॉट फॉलो दैट टाइम दैट यू थिंक अबाउट द मेंटालिटी ऑफ द चाइल्ड,
कंफ्यूज कर रहे हैं आप।
कंफ्यूज कर जाते बच्चों को आप। सो बेटर वे जस्ट बी अ पेरेंट। उसके लिए ऑप्शंस बहुत है फ्रेंड्स बनाने के लिए, यू बी अ पेरेंट। आई एम सेइंग एक बॉन्डिंग बनाओ, बी विथ योर चाइल्ड, अंडरस्टैंड,
बिल्ड
बट
कनेक्शन।
ऑल्सो बी अ पेरेंट,
Yeah.
बी अ रिस्पॉन्सिबल पेरेंट, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। अगर रिस्पॉन्सिबल पेरेंट नहीं बन पाते ना तुम, देन दिस विल बी अ फ्यूचर क्रिमिनल्स, और हो जाते हैं,
Right.
ये हो जाते हैं गारंटी। और अच्छे अच्छे घर से भी, ऐसे नहीं कि हम अच्छे घर से हैं, हम कर पाए कि नहीं। एक बार पीछे कानून लग गया, एक बार पीछे आपका बच्चे का नाम आ जाता है ऑन रिकॉर्ड्स, स्पॉइल्ड कंप्लीट।
Yeah, whenever I take parenting sessions, I always tell you are never a friend to your child. You're a mentor and you're a guide.
सो ट्रू, सो ट्रू।
आप नहीं कह सकते कि आप
गाइड, ये एग्जैक्टली।
आप एक फैग लेंगे तो दोस्त कहेगा हाँ हाँ ले ले, एक ट्राई में क्या होता है। क्या आप बच्चे को अलाउ करोगे सिगरेट पीने के लिए, या ड्रिंक्स पीने के लिए, या कुछ भी ऐसा गलत करने के लिए? दोस्त कर देंगे, आप करोगे क्या? नहीं कर सकते ना। सो वी कैन नेवर बी।
Understand. So true. I see. Reena, understand. A friend will not give you a career guidance,
जी।
right? He will not give you a proper, what career and everything, the future insights and everything. He will not give. The parent will do that. So ये लाइन ही कहना गलत है कि मैं बच्चों के फ्रेंड्स बनो।
टोटली
ये
एग्री।
एक सर्टन एज तक ठीक है, सर्टन एज तक ठीक है, बट आफ्टर सर्टन एज यू हैव टू बी अ पेरेंट,
हम्म।
कॉज आई बिलीव ये एक स्ट्रॉन्ग फाउंडेशन होता है ऑफ योर चाइल्ड फ्यूचर में। एंड इफ यू कॉम्प्रोमाइज दैट, क्योंकि फ्रेंडशिप इज समथिंग, बच्चा वैसे देखता है, यू आर पेरेंट, आई नो, आई हैव अ डिफरेंट बॉन्ड, बच्चा देखता है इज माय फ्रेंड, आई कैन शेयर एवरीथिंग विद द फादर एंड एवरीथिंग, इट हैपेंस, वो होता है। बट कुछ चीजें फिर बच्चा फिर स्टार्ट हाइडिंग,
पर मेरा तो
छुपाने लगता है।
आंसर क्लियर है, वी आर नॉट फ्रेंड्स, आई एम योर मेंटोर,
सो ट्रू।
यू शेयर, यू विल डील विद इट। मैं हो सकता है तुम्हें डांट भी दूं, बट दैट डजंट मीन कि तुम्हें छुपाना है, बिकॉज आई एम योर बेस्ट वेल विशर, अनकंडीशनली आई लव यू। सो
सो ट्रू, सो ट्रू।
आपको बताना है, आप शेयर करना है, यू कैन फॉल ऑन मी, यू कैन फॉल बैक, but then I can never be your friend. We can never be friends. So I think putting that in brains of your children is very important कि आप कुछ
सो
भी
इम्पोर्टेंट।
करें आपके लिए, बट हम दोस्त कभी नहीं बन सकते। एंड यू शुड नो योर बाउंड्रीज, बहुत जरूरी है। या
और ये आई हैव हर्ड वन ऑफ माय फ्रेंड्स पर्सन वाज सेइंग दिस कि माय फादर इज स्ट्रांग, मैं कुछ भी करूं मेरा बाप मेरे को बाहर निकालेगा। मतलब दिस अप्रोच, एंड व्हाई, फ्रॉम वेयर इट केम, बिकॉज ऑफ द फादर। बचपन से उसको ऐसे सिखाया गया है कि तू कुछ भी कर बेटा, मैं हूँ पीछे तेरे, मैं हूँ, सब संभाल लूंगा। दिस अप्रोच,
दिस अप्रोच इज
you
रॉन्ग।
you you cannot be with your child forever. Certain age के बाद you are not there, but you are just upbringing a criminal, you can say that, with that approach. Then it affects everything, it affects everything, his thinking, his approach towards women, his approach toward this society, takes everyone for granted. How this is how it leads. Criminal ऐसे ही बनते हैं, ऐसे नहीं just one night a criminal is born. It's how the घर का माहौल कैसा है, पेरेंट्स में कैसे रिलेशनशिप्स है, घर का क्या सीन है, वैसे सी criminals are born in that.
There is a very recent case happened in Delhi. A boy named Sahil died on the
Hmm.
spot because he got hit by a Scorpio car driven by a 17 years old boy who was filming reels while
Hmm.
driving in a high speed car. तो ये लाइसेंस नहीं होने के बावजूद जो बच्चे को हाई स्पीड कार मिल जाती है, मैं बहुत टाइम देखती हूँ कि छोटे छोटे बच्चे कई बारी स्कूटर्स पे निकल जाते हैं विदाउट गियर, जो स्कूटर होते हैं, या गाड़ियां चलाने लग जाते हैं कि 17 साल का हो गया अभी तो चला सकता है, 18 का तो साल ही तो रह गए, तो चला लेगा गाड़ी,
Hmm.
नॉट नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम। एंड देन ही इज फिल्मिंग रील्स, And what at what cost? You know, the one son of a mother died on the spot.
It's all approach. I would say in that case it was all approach. Okay, and once see ऐसे नहीं वो बच्चे ने किया है, but even the parents is held liable. Parent का consent था. The parent know he have that intention that this is a big vehicle I'm giving to my son, and there are chances he knew it the liability. If कुछ कुछ हो जाता है फ्यूचर में, वो अगर वो गाड़ी चलाता है, who will be held liable for that? So the parent was to be held 100% liable. Of course, the child is being governed by the juvenile justice again, like we previously discussed. So as per the law, as per the act, whichever is applicable, sections applicable, because that will also depend. See, ऐसे नहीं बच्चा है तो छोड़ देंगे, ऐसे नहीं होता ही है. They will see his intention. अगर रील्स बनाना था तो obvious it was carelessness
Yes,
completely.
yes.
Okay. And yeah, so this all angle includes, because the case is still in the court right now, and I'm sure definitely there will be facts coming out clearly. But what we have to learn from this is that a parent should be very careful, because you're giving, and that case, that was a big thing which happened, unfortunately. But जो माँ है उसने उसका बच्चा गवा दिया है, right? और ऐसे केसेस कितने हो रहे हैं? Like you said, previously asked me, the law, yes, it should be strict on this. And courts have been like, they have been strict on this. There are heinous crimes, okay, where the juvenile is quite sure about what he's doing. So that act cannot be considered as he cannot be considered juvenile. Heinous cases also can be trial as an adult. Those juvenile I'm talking about. So, like for cases like rape, murder, now this one of the thing, because that it had an intention. Speeding at a high speed, जोर से गाड़ी चलाना है, टॉप स्पीड पे गाड़ी चलाना है, जो ह्यूज कार्स एसयूवी, राइट? वो बाद में की बात है, जो आगे क्या हुआ नहीं हुआ, बट having an intention and you driving this vehicle, which itself gives you the clearer picture that there was intention. And definitely the law, the court will come up, will always deliver good justice. And I also pray through your channel to the code that come up through a very strict and lawyer strict laws for such activities, for especially for juveniles, because juveniles, I believe, nowadays there are no more juveniles. They're grown up adults. They know. See, the law says if you have an intention of doing an activity or crime, that means you're involved. So juveniles who are 17, 16, 17, 18, even 13 years old also is quite well aware of things.
Very
Like
well.
I previously said, that's what. So they have intention, they know the consequences. So how can you treat them as a juvenile? So such cases should be treated as an example for the country. ठीक है, ऐसे नहीं मेरा बेटा है यार, कल मेरा भी कोई ऐसा हो जाता है तो how I will feel. I mean, I've just got one son. That lady, I feel bad for her. But this is what the law is. Law as in this is how the is governed. So through your channel, I just believe, like I just pray that there should be a strict law for
Absolutely.
the juvenile who actually commit such crimes, who know the consequences, and especially for the parents who had allowed such their child to drive such huge vehicles, and with the consent. So even they should be equally liable.
I think the kind of exposure children have nowadays, they understand to an extent, but through awareness, regular awareness in schools and colleges, many of the things can be saved. And that's not
Many
happening.
things
Yeah, that's
not happening, and parents have an approach. My friends, they have an approach. वो ऐसा कहते हैं कि यार मुझे मेरे एज में वो नहीं मिला तो मैं मेरे बच्चों को दूंगा मैं. मुझे मेरे एज में आई डिडंट गॉट द कार, आई विल गिव इट टू माय सन. नो, दिस इज रॉन्ग. दिस अप्रोच इज रॉन्ग.
hmm.
राइट? यू शुड टीच देम. यू शुड सी दिस इज 18 साल तक वो अपने हाथ में है. They are in your control. Once they turn 18, they will start telling you the law, hearing it. So 18 साल तक it's up to you how to shape up them, how to shape up their future. It's up to parents to, are they going to be a good citizen or criminal? So the you can say the upbringing starts from the home, from the parents, from the both the parent, as in only father or mother also. So both have that same responsibility. So बच्चों पे ध्यान देना है on this thing, what your child is doing, what group is involved with, why, observe your child's behavior. Okay, don't feel it, don't make him or her feel like you are intruding their privacy.
Hmm.
Okay, in that certain case, you can understand, you can be them friends. Okay, you can be a friend, but understand, monitor their activities, monitor their phone, monitor where they are going. I'm not saying be a spy. Don't be a spy.
Hmm.
ऐसा बनाओ bond with your kids so that they can come, वो खुद होके बताए आपको क्या going here. And I'm talking about few things which are being considered as a taboo in a country. ओ ये बात अभी नहीं करनी चाहिए इस उम्र में, नहीं नहीं नहीं, बच्चे 12 साल के बच्चे भी रेप कर.
Okay. So talking about a case wherein four minor boys raped a 6 years old girl. Four
हम्म.
minor boys raped a 6 standard girl. तो क्या मेंटेलिटी रहती थी छोटे बच्चों की, कहाँ से आता है ये इंटेंट, और कैसे, व्हाट आर द स्टेटमेंट्स दे पास व्हेन यू टॉक टू देम, व्हेन यू आस्क देम दिस क्वेश्चन, तो किस तरह का जवाब देते हैं वो, क्या मेंटेलिटी कैरी करते हैं माइनर?
This is because to early exposure to porn,
ओके।
early exposure to the social media.
ओके।
Okay, बच्चों को पता नहीं होता है. They just want to explore. That age is just to explore what happens. There are bodily changes also. Now you knowing must like much better than me how things involve in them in that particular age. So if I'm give a criminal angle in this, it starts from the house, it starts from the home. अगर ऐसे नहीं मेरा बच्चा है ऐसा कुछ करेगा नहीं. That's the biggest mistake parents could fall for. ओके, सो कानून की नजर में एक्टिविटी इंपॉर्टेंट होती है. बच्चे ने क्या एक्टिविटी की है, इंटेंशन कोई वैल्यू है नहीं. भले आपके अच्छे उसको संस्कार हो. आई विल गिव यू एन नंबर ऑफ केसेस वेयर द बॉय कम फ्रॉम अ वेरी गुड फैमिली, रेप्यूटेड फैमिली,
जी।
बट ही हैव कमिटेड अ हीनियस क्राइम,
जी।
क्राइम लाइक रेप, क्राइम लाइक मर्डर्स. सो ऐसे केसेस में बच्चों का जो साइकोलॉजिकल थिंग होता है, दैट impacts to try something new thing, or maybe to show something like I'm so cool, this is what I am into my boys group. This is very, this approach towards the friend zone. The कहते हैं normally सब में होता है, boys में होता है ये सब maximum, to just show them that I'm so cool in this group and I can do everything. I'm not sticking particular to that one case. I'm talking about general, even in colleges also. Boys perform this activity, boys perform this heinous crime just to prove themselves in the group. But again, that comes without intention. They don't know the consequences. So parents, see, I will pull parents in everything. Okay, क्योंकि हमने पैदा किया, it's our responsibility. But your child is going to be the future trouble to the society. So it's your responsibility to take care of your child upbringing, especially. So talking about sex is not no more taboo now. You should talk to your kids. You should talk. You will tell
That
them the
too
consequences.
and that too when OTT shows everything, मतलब कुछ
Everything.
ऐसे नहीं है कि कुछ भी छुपा हुआ है. It's exactly a fine porn that you see on Netflix, on OTT nowadays. तो
That's what.
बात
That's
करना भी
what.
जरूरी है, बात करना भी जरूरी है.
Completely. अगर आप कितना भी उनको करते हो restrict, they will go to a friend's house. They will watch porn over there. That's
Has
what happens.
phones and they will take the
Access, see,
access is easy.
access बहुत easy. आप क्या क्या बैन करवाओगे कंट्री में?
नहीं कर सकते.
कुछ कर नहीं सकते, राइट? सो खुद हमें चेंज होना पड़ता है, हमें चेंज होना पड़ेगा, हमें एज अ
Education.
पेरेंट.
Education.
Education, awareness again, and the fear of law.
Yeah.
So like bringing back to my previous statement that law should be introduced in the school level, the basic,
Very
that
true.
such ऐसा कुछ किया तो ऐसा हो सकता है, वैसा हो सकता है. द फियर शुड बी देयर.
हम्म.
रिस्पेक्ट ऑटोमेटिक आ जाता है अगर फियर रहा तो.
जी जी.
बच्चों को फियर ही है नहीं. बच्चे दे ट्राई टू
पता नहीं है.
इमिटेट देयर पेरेंट्स. अब मेरा डैड तो करता ही है, चलता है. माय डैड, एक एग्जांपल, देयर वाज माय नेफ्यू, लाइक मेरे डैड तो सीट बेल्ट नहीं पहनते कार में, मैं क्यों पहनूं? सी हाउ
Observing.
इट गोज.
हाँ.
ऑब्जर्विंग. So if the parent is abusive, अगर मैं गाड़ी चला रहा हूँ, मैं I'm aggressive parent and I'm bashing everyone, I'm giving abusing everyone, होता है normally. इंडियन ट्रैफिक फ्रस्ट्रेशन निकलता है, गुस्सा में गाली निकलते, बच्चे वो पकड़ लेते हैं.
कर लेते
This
हैं.
how they develop, because they see you as something, the pair obvious your father, and they will try to imitate you. Yes. So we as a parent have so much of responsibility. If you really want a good citizen, future citizen of the country, not a criminal, so it's your responsibility completely. So how you should behave, how you should mold your child completely, how to respect women, especially for the boy parent who having a boys. Teach their boys how to, respect women. What are women? No, seriously, because this is happening.
So
Because the
that's
casual attitude, like what the
I think
case you
as a
mentioned
boy
about.
mom, we are like more responsible towards society, how to
So true.
them,
Yes.
how to respect them, how not to bring them down, belittle them. So
और इसमें क्लास नहीं होता है. अंडरस्टैंड रीना, इसमें क्लास नहीं होता है. क्लास फ्रॉम एवरी कम्युनिटी. बॉयज बॉयज, एक बच्चे बच्चे ही होते हैं सर्टेन एज. तो ऐसे नहीं ये अमीर का बच्चा है, ये ठीक से हो जाएगा, नहीं, कोई भी हो, एनीथिंग. नाउ देयर इज नो मोर यू कैन से दैट गरीब का बच्चा है तो इसने ऐसे ही क्राइम करना चाहिए. ऐसे नहीं होता है. अमीर के बच्चे भी क्राइम कर रहे हैं और ही नहीं क्राइम कर रहे हैं. सो kids, they see the parents as in only father, they see their mother also. Girls will watch their mothers, how their mother is completely, and they try to imitate that. करते रहेंगे. और this is how we ignore these things. बच्चा मेरे पे गया है, कुछ नहीं करता, बच्चा इसको मार रहा है, अरे मेरे बाप पे गया है. This is not proud statements.
true.
बच्चा किसी को अगर आग दिखा रहा है, किसको जाके, छोटा बच्चा, यू कैन से 3-4 year old boy एंड ट्राइंग टू हिट समवन, ओ बच्चा बाप पे गया है, ऐसे ही करेगा. अरे नो, ये शुड बी, ये जो स्टेरियोटाइप है ना, ये कट होना चाहिए. कॉज ये मेंटेलिटी, ये दिस ब्लॉक्स इन, आई वुड से इंडियंस, बट दिस हाउ इट गोज. उसका वो जो जुवेनाइल था, उसने कहा था कि अरे उसने ऐसे कपड़े पहने थे, सो इट वाज लाइक अ इनविटेशन.
Hmm.
इनविटेशन. उसने एक स्टेटमेंट भी दिया था, आई गेस सम वियर्ड स्टेटमेंट इट वाज, आई एम नॉट गेटिंग अ रिकलेक्ट.
Hmm.
दैट मेंट के अगर वो ओपन है तो हम भी कुछ मजे ले. इसका इस मीनिंग ऐसे ही कुछ था. So this approach, where it starts
But that's very interesting
and
that
it
you
leads.
share. That's great. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's very, I'm very limited now. I'm being very filtered myself, filtering myself to, make a statements. But yeah, this is true. Like I said, it should be, parenting should be very important.
Hmm.
Or never support your child's misbehaving. Like okay, चलता है हमारे खानदान ऐसी है, मेरे बाप तो ऐसे ही करते हैं, सब घर का परंपरा है. No, 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 no. It's
Very
good in movies, but in real life, they have no idea how bad it is. The criminal record एक बार लग गया तो.
okay, since you are a criminal lawyer, what influenced
हम्म.
you? कैसे आप बने criminal lawyer and जो youth अभी criminal lawyer बनना चाहते हैं, what are the three things that you want to share as a tip to them? कि these are
See,
the
first,
आप तैयार रहिएगा इन चीजों के लिए.
first important is be हार्ड वर्किंग तो नहीं बोल सकता हूँ, स्मार्ट वर्किंग करो. बी अ स्मार्ट वर्किंग. हार्ड वर्क तो सभी करते हैं. बी अ स्मार्ट वर्क. चूज अ गुड सीनियर. If you want to get into this field, my profession of criminal lawyer, choose a best senior. Practice under him and practice more at the lower courts. क्योंकि वहां से इंसेप्शन, वहां से ही केसेस अंडरस्टैंड. सी, नो केस डायरेक्टली गोज टू द हाई कोर्ट और द सुप्रीम कोर्ट. The case start with the first district level.
District
So
level.
आपकी प्रैक्टिस कितनी डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल की होगी, उतनी बेस्ट यू कैन एनहांस, you will enhance your skills. And secondly, have patience. Most important, have patience, cool your mind, because this profession required a lot of patience, lot of control, because you will encounter various type of criminals, be it a juvenile, be it adults, be it anyone. So you will encounter many kind of people that will disturb your mental peace. Okay, so you need to be focused completely. You need to be calm. You need to be just stick to facts. Don't get emotional with any of the cases. Don't take any case personal. Treat him like a case only, as a subject, because that's how we play with our mind. We both are from the same background of psychology. So this is how we should train our mind. Never
Yes.
get involved in the cases completely. So this is what I would advise for the young upcoming lawyers. Even I'm one of them, but this is what my experience of my 8 years of experience I've encountered. This is what I'm sharing with every one of
That's fantastic. Never get personal. That's very tough.
you.
Okay. So thank
So
you.
true.
Yeah, thank you so much, Advocate Swapnil. I think I really thoroughly got educated about crime, and I think as a parent, I feel very touched that somebody as an expert like you shared in-depth researches and cases and consequences and choices parents should be making for the for the benefit of the children and for the society. तो आपके आने के लिए बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। एंड आई
Thank
थिंक
you so much.
इंटरव्यू विल एजुकेट लॉट ऑफ पेरेंट्स आउट देयर, और सबको कुछ ना कुछ तो सीखने को मिलेगा। हेलो पेरेंट्स, इफ यू फाइंड अ पॉडकास्ट रिलेटेबल एजुकेशनल, देन डू सब्सक्राइब टू आवर चैनल. In the comment box, write your parenting challenges. We'll try to address them one by one. And never forget to share it with amazing parents like you. Because remember, by learning together, we can raise kind, confident, and connected children for happy families and happy nations.